What's up, y'all? It's your boy Broadway, and today we're here for something that I kind of forgot was dropping today or yesterday. Whenever the hell this came out, this sometime this week. I think it was today, but I forgot. Didn't know it was going to be on Amazon. Um, Obviously it's not connected to the MCU; it's its own thing. But Spider Noir with our man, our main man, the one we love to hate sometimes, but the one we just also love to love. Nicolas Cage. Spider Noir is a new spin-off into the world of, the many worlds of Spider-Man. And this is focusing on Ben Riley working as a private investigator in New York, I think. Um, you know, feels like 1950s, 1960s type of deal. um, I don't even know. I just got done watching the first episode, so this is really going to be kind of a run through, like, and review of the first episode. And let me just go ahead and say right now that I thoroughly enjoy you in this, Mr. Cage. I really do. And I guess, like I said, a quick synopsis. You can see it. You can see it and read it up on the screen. But um, Ben Riley, he's a PI for hire. It's funny we got Mouse PI for hire, and now we're getting Spider-Man PI for hire. And he's been Spider for a while. Obviously, he it's been 5 years since, and he hasn't been to Spider in 5 years because he couldn't save the love of his life. Sad, a pity. But of course, as things happen, he feels he's unworthy to hold up that mantle. So he goes to just being a regular man doing regular private investigator work. And, I think for the first episode, for the setup, I really do like it. And just to touch base on Nicolas Cage again, I don't know how the next 7 episodes are going to play out, but right now he's not crazy Nick Cage. He's just like leveled, grounded. He's still got his wit, his humor. He's funny. But for the most part, this is regular acting Nicolas Cage. If it takes a turn at some point, hopefully it makes sense. Because apparently when he was um like pitching what he wanted to do for the character of this movie, he wanted it to be kind of like a spider trying to be a regular man. And if you ask me, that fits more in the line with the character Man Spider. Like that he acts when the that super spider that bit him, like it actually ends up turning him into a real huge ass spider. I feel like that story that Nick wants to do would make more sense for that character. But we'll see how this plans out. Um, I don't know how much I really want to dive too deep into the episode. So I'm thinking of doing like a reaction for episode 2. I didn't do a reaction for 1. It's hard because I have an OLED monitor and I really want to watch this black and white on the OLED. And I know like that may or may not fuck up the capture on the back end. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't really want to. I think OLED has a SDR converter, but we'll see how it works out, honestly. But anyway, what I really like, we're just gonna keep going down the list. I like the secretary, forget her name, so I'm sorry about that. This is one thing I didn't know if I wanted to binge this because it's first watch. I'm just coming off of it and kind of like excited, and I want to get right into episode 2. So I can't remember the secretary's name off rip, but I do like her character. I think she balances him really well. To be honest, he needs her because these little cases he's taking, it ain't paying the bills. We see it at the end of the episode that she's like, look, I understand you may not want to do certain things with the mayor. I understand you may not want to do this and that and the third, but we got to pay these bills. And you just gave away these negatives to this homegirl for free. So I'm out of here. And I'm jumping ahead. But yeah, Secretary's a cool character, necessary for him. And his other homie, an acquaintance. I don't know if I'd call him a homie or just an acquaintance, but the what is it? Lamorne Morris, the character he plays a news reporter in New York City, and they have a relationship. They kind of work in tandem with each other to help each other out. Like, hey, like that's cool if you want to run the story, but don't run the story yet because that could fuck up what I'm trying to do and capture over here and get some leads. So let me do this first. and then you run that story because I don't want you scaring off the damn mayor. So their relationship is cool. And another thing I want to touch on too is the Spidey sense for Spider Noir. It's very unique. It works in a traditional sense of like Tom Holland's, but it also seems to somewhat, it feels like it's working against him because he doesn't know exactly how to follow it. Because there's a scene where talking, he's talking to the secretary about I think it's the Addison guy who had the flame on, the fire abilities. And he kind of started to keep information from her and lie to her. And the spider sense started kicking in at that point. So it's kind of unique. It works in a traditional way, but it's also like it's almost like a conscious of his that can't speak. Like it won't let him lie. And there's like a couple more scenes like too in this first episode where that happens. And like that you see it working in the traditional sense where he's in the nightclub or the jazz club, whatever, and Lee Jun Lee's character is performing. I'll have these characters' names memorized by episode, next review. Sorry, but he gets entranced by her singing, and then by towards the end of the song, his spider sense kicks in because homeboy that was gonna pop him in his office just a few scenes ago rolls on through and he meets the Silverman. And just earlier, Riley and his friend starts with the D, like Doppel something. I remember him saying that because he got on the after he left the nightclub. They were eavesdropping on Silverman because they wanted to know if he knew that the guy had powers or not, and they were trying to. It was some type of race against time with them, but apparently Mr. Silverman and his crew knew that these people knew that Ben and his homie were watching him because while the spider is trying to call him on the phone, homeboy's getting tortured and beat the shit out of. And you think he's dead. I forget the actor's name that's playing Silverman. I love him as an actor. But he like takes this long ass, it's not an ice pick, but it's like a knife and like stabs it into his hand. I didn't think we were going to go this far with the brutality and gore. I guess it's a good thing that it's not MCU, so we can go this far. But he like pins his hand to his leg, and that wakes him up. And he starts questioning him about Addison, and of course he spills the beans because he's getting fucked up. And yeah, homie ends up getting his throat slit anyway, of course. So yeah, man. Let's talk about some of the fight choreography. Let me tell you something. As a dude who watches things consistently, like Indonesian films and just things from like Hong Kong style films, there's martial arts movies where the fight choreography is fucking on point and there's like little cuts. It's hard for me to kind of see the difference and bridge that gap and then come back to something like this. And the fighting is good. The choreography is like cool, even with the cuts in there. I like how it's shot. It's believable. I'm not sitting here like, God damn, this fight is boring. I like his fight with the with Legion Lean's bodyguard, the rock dude that was on top of the construction building. I thought that was pretty cool. Like I said, like it's hard to go from watching something like Punisher One Last Kill with like the stunt work and the fighting and that, and then you come to something like this where it's a bit more like simple and toned back a bit. And I still thought it was cool. I thought it was one thing that had me. But we might just actually go ahead and pull this shit up actually because this shit had me absolutely dying. Hold on, see where the volume at so it doesn't absolutely kill your guys' ears. But when he was fighting homeboy right here, hold on 1 second. Where is it at? This shit had me dying.
Don't hurt him.
I know,
Where am I?
Oh, I don't think I can see it because of damn
What happened?
OBS. Oh man, am I not even gonna be able to react to it? I don't feel like downloading all that shit to be able to do that. Yeah, we'll find a way to. I'll find a way around that. Maybe I won't be doing reactions after all. I might just be talking about the shit. But it was funny as hell. He spider whipped homeboy's legs and pulled him out from under him. Nigga hit his head on the cement block. And when homegirl came up to wake him up, that motherfucker got hit so hard that motherfucker said, "Where am I? What happened? Where am I?" Hey, I ain't even gonna blame you for that, brother. You got fucked up. But all in all, I'm really liking what we're getting so far with Spider Noir. Like I said, Nicolas Cage isn't going too fucking crazy yet. If that takes a turn, we'll see how that works out and if that works in tandem with the writing or not. But yeah, Lee Jun Lee's character. Like I said, I'll have the character name memorized next episode, next video. She comes back to him in the secretary's office at the end of the episode, and secretary's like, "Well, I just quit," and she's like, "Well, that's a shame because I was about to give him a job," and yeah, that's where we ended off on episode 1. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, and that's really just nitpicking because of the fact that, like I said, some of the fighting, it looks cool, but man, I hope we get some really dope ass fight scenes later on in the season. So 9 out of 10, great first start. Nicholas is killing it. I don't know if I'm gonna go back and watch it a second time in true hue color, and I don't know. I might, because I was looking at the preview in the true color, and the fire and shit, the effects looked really like nice in that. So I might do a second rewatch in color also. And yeah, that's my discussion for episode 1. We're gonna go ahead and whip it up out of here. Y'all be safe, keep pace, have faith out there. Come back and join me with the discussions. If I can figure out how to get the video to capture without OBS being a bitch and Amazon just showing me a black screen, then I'll do some reactions. But if not, then I'll just keep doing reviews. So yeah, you guys keep it locked. Come back and subscribe. Catch these motherfucking videos and breakdowns. And Broadway is gonna catch you later. Peace.